Hey everyone, my name is Michaela, and I grew up in a church that had a sanctuary with no windows. Some of you might go to or have visited churches with pretty stained glass windows that have Bible stories or encouraging messages in them. Windows like that usually have beautiful colors, but also let light stream into the room. That means that even with the lights off, as long as there's daylight, there will always be light in the sanctuary. But the sanctuary in my church didn't have those elements, which meant that even in the middle of the sunshiniest day, if the doors were closed and the lights were off, there was no light at all. Now let me tell you, this made for some excellent games of manhunt with perfect hiding places under the pews or around the stage. Most of the time, the only light sources came from random electronics that were on the stage. Now don't get any ideas about trying to play manhunt inside of your church, but it was definitely a fun time when I was a kid. By the time I grew up and became an adult, there was still a bit of that little kid left in me. And anytime I needed to walk from one side of the church to the other, I knew that the shortest distance was straight through the sanctuary, in the dark. I took it as a personal challenge to make it from one end of the church to the other in the dark without running into anything, purely based on memory. I accomplished my goal on multiple occasions, but there was this one time where I got halfway through the sanctuary and ran smack dab into a camera stand that had been slightly out of place. Wham! Straight in the face. And that was the end of my little adventures. From there on out, I always made sure that there was some sort of light source when I was walking through because, well, we need light to see in the dark. Otherwise, there can be some not so great consequences. Jesus in the book of John tells his disciples and us that he is the light of the whole entire world. John 8:12 says, Jesus spoke to the people once more and said, I am the light of the world. If you follow me, you won't have to walk in darkness because you will always have the light that leads to life. Don't miss the importance of that. In this adventure that we call life, Jesus is the light source we can follow so that we don't have to walk through life blindly and in the dark. Jesus' light helps us through life's darkness. After Jesus had died on the cross and come back to life, he had some final words for his disciples. He had instructions for them, and here's what he said. Jesus came and told his disciples, I have been given all authority in heaven and on earth. Therefore, go and make disciples of all the nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father and the Son and the Holy Spirit. Teach these new disciples to obey all the commands I have given you, and be sure of this, I am with you always, even to the end of the age. Jesus told his followers to make disciples. In other words, he was telling them to go and share the light of Jesus with everyone else. And that's exactly what we're supposed to do as well. We are to bring the light of Jesus into every place we go. It is our job, especially, to light up dark spaces. In this day and age, there is darkness all over the place. It's in the hearts of people who intend harm to others. It's in the mistakes we make that hurt others, even if we didn't mean to. Darkness is in places where people are suffering or feeling lonely and isolated. Darkness is found in the spirals of anxiety and the depths of depression that people face daily. That means we've got our work cut out for us. Darkness is everywhere, but Jesus said he is the light of the world. That means we get to bring Jesus' light into dark places. We pass the light we have in Jesus from one person to the next person to the next person and on to the next. So today, I pray that you take the light of Jesus and you choose to pass it on.